Aisha had always been a believer in love. She believed in Malik, the man she believed was her fate, her anchor, her always. For 5 years, she lived in the security of his smile, the warmth of his hug, and the vows that oozed from his lips like honey. If you are new, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Also, let us know where you are watching from. They were the perfect couple, everyone said, a match made that nothing could disturb. Aisha kept that pride in her heart. She felt she was secure. But life has a nasty habit of turning over illusions. Rain drumming against the walls one night. Aisha came in sooner than she had intended. She opened the door, her heart aglow with the anticipation of surprising her husband. But what she found closed her mouth and brought down her world. There in their bed was Malik, and next to him her best friend Zara. For an instant, time stood still. Her hand shook against the door frame, her breath trapped in her throat. The vision was unreal, as if she'd entered someone else's bad dream, but it was her reality. Malik, she spoke in a whisper, barely audible, weighed down by disbelief. He turned, his face white, his eyes with not shame but annoyance at being discovered. "It's not what you think," he said hastily, the words weak and hollow. "Not what I think." Aisha's voice cracked, the tears brimming over. "In my home? In our bed? With her?" Zara fidgeted uncomfortably, drawing her clothes back in silence. She didn't utter a word. Her own guilt yelled louder than any admission. The room was quieter than thunder. Malik attempted to talk once more, to cloak his treachery in apologies. But Aisha could no longer listen. Her heart thudded against her chest, her soul torn in two by an injury she did not know he was capable of causing. That evening, her life fell apart. In the subsequent days, Aisha existed in shadows. Her body went through the motions of existence, but her soul was broken. The love upon which she had constructed her universe now rested in tatters. Her entire house reminded her of Malik's treachery, the dining table where they used to laugh, the living room where they made plans, the bed where they shared the deepest secrets of their bodies. All now reeked of betrayal. She attempted to eat, but food was like dust. She attempted to sleep, and her dreams became constant reminders of that night. Friends instructed her to leave him, forget him, begin anew. But love is not something easily laid aside. Her heart continued to grasp for Malik even as her mind cried for liberty. The fight within her was harsh and merciless. She gazed in the mirror and saw a stranger. Her bright, shining eyes were now hollow, her bright smile lost. She was drowning, and Malik felt no genuine remorse, only hollow apologies and empty promises. One morning, when the sun filtered through her curtains, something changed within her. She knew she could no longer waste away. She packed her bags slowly, tenderly, with tears flowing down her face, but resolve gripping her hand. Malik pleaded. He wept. He promised to turn over a new leaf, but Aisha had heard enough meaningless words. She stood in the doorway and turned to him for the last time. "I had given you my trust, Malik. I had given you my heart, and you had burned it to ashes. Today, I choose myself." The door clicked shut behind her with a finality that shook Malik to his very foundation. Aisha started her new life, a solitary one but a broken one. Initially, the silence was too much. The loneliness was a chokehold. But gradually, she remade herself. She invested all her energy in her career, in her desires, in finding back the woman she was prior to Malik. The pain was her educator, her scars were her power, and the tears she had cried nourished the seeds of a stronger, wiser woman. Months had passed, and Malik showed up in her office. His proud shoulders had lost their stature, his eyes weighed down with remorse. He stood staring at her as if he had never seen her before. She was radiant, self-assured, out of reach. Aisha, he whispered, his voice shaking. I was wrong. Please return to me. But Aisha merely smiled. It was not the smile of the gullible woman who had once trusted his words. It was the smile of a queen who had discovered her throne. No, Malik, you didn't make a mistake, you made a choice. And today I'm making mine. She strode by him, graceful as a gazelle, her heels clicking on the floor like the beat of triumph. Malik stood frozen in his tracks, lost in the ruins of his treachery, too late to realize he had let go of a woman who would never come back. And so Aisha's story became a lesson. Love should never cost your dignity. Trust, once broken, may never be whole again. And sometimes the greatest revenge is not anger or hatred. It is rising, healing, and living better than ever without the one who tried to break you.